Well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 136 of the Let's Play world. I've been over here at the goat farm trying to get me a screaming goat, but still no luck. Between episodes, I've been really busy over at the base, and I want to show you the work that I've been doing over there. As the base comes into view, you're going to notice, first of all, the rails I've gotten all replaced here with the deep slate, and I think it looks really good. And then the base itself started to work on enclosing the work we were doing last episode. You can see a couple of those alcoves down here. And then I've started enclosing where our smelter is as well. That is starting to look really cool too. Come in here and I'll show you some of the work here. So as we walk down the stairs, still need to do some work here, and we're going to have a couple of the alcoves here. And then as we turn the corner, you can see I've got this corner kind of sealed up. And then those alcoves, one right here, one right here. We might do maybe some iron bars or something like that to close these up. And then we could put pottery or an armor stand, something like that as a decoration. And then down here we've got the library that we were working on last episode. Yeah, if I stand right about here, you can kind of get the idea of what it's going to look like, and it looks really cool. Some of this stuff with the smelter out here has been a little bit tricky because some of the redstone and that sort of thing kind of pokes out. You can see here, yeah, like this, I've still been trying to work out how that's going to work. And then I don't want to do like a proper roof along here. Here you can kind of see. I think we'll figure it out. But yeah, it's a really kind of wonky, cobbled together design, and so some of the places don't match up exactly right, and yeah, I'm figuring it out. This is going to be a little tricky up here, and then by the front door here, I was thinking it might be kind of cool to do maybe the tiles all the way across. And then I was trying to figure out how to make like almost like a diagonal kind of cut in the build, and I think that might look kind of neat if we went up and then cut back over. We'll figure it out. But it is starting to come along, starting to look a little bit more finished, and it's going to be really cool as we get more of it done. One other thing I did to the rails over here is I realized I was a little bit cramped over here with the redstone, and so inside, kind of show you here, I kind of doubled the chests up. So instead of having 4 rows, we'll just have 2 rows. Trying to get 4 things in there, it just got a little tight, and it was possible, but it added a little bit of thickness and extra stuff out here. And I don't want this to poke out too far, because then I feel like the tower might get a little wide. So we're just going to have one rail come into those 2 chests, and then we'll have another rail come into these 2 chests. And I think that's just going to work fine. Farm has been running, and you can see we're getting the bamboo. So that is really promising. So today I want to get a couple of things done. The first thing is I want to add another farm to the area, and then I'd like to put together our local map. So the map of our area immediately around the base. The farm we're going to build today is going to be a sugarcane farm. And we're going to do just like before, and we're going to go out 128 blocks and build out in that area right there. First thing I'm going to do is run down to our mine, because we are getting really low on stone. Oh yeah, it's been a minute since we've been down here, and I forgot we found kind of open caves and some like aquifers. So that'll be interesting. Well, I'm going to do a real quick mining session, get some stone, and then we'll be ready to build. we've got a little cave down here, we've got a little cave out here, and we've got a big cave down at the end of that hallway. Started to work my way under the aquifer, and that wasn't too difficult, and we got a fair amount of stuff. So we're going to head back to the base, cook some of this up, and get to building. All right, we've got a whole bunch of stone and cooked stone, got a few lights, got some glass, I've got some saplings and iron so I can make some pistons. We are going to gather up our materials and head over to our build site. Like before, we're going to go out about 128 blocks. Oh, I just saw something. I just saw something really interesting. There's a village over here. Just past that little snowy bit. Wow, look at all these guys. Pretty big village. Cats everywhere. I need to put a couple of these guys in their houses so they don't get killed, and we can definitely use these later on. That's pretty cool. Seems like there's always a giant cave next to the villages. Oh, hello. Wow, this is a big cave. Look at that, you got your dripstone down there. Ow, that's crazy. Okay, we're going to be building right down here, and we're going to start off kind of like we did before by pillaring up a little bit. We're going to build a little bit of a tower again, so the farm will be a little bit up in the air. So bamboo and sugarcane do have some similarities, but there's also some pretty stark differences. For example, sugarcane has to be planted next to water. We're going to use pistons to harvest this farm as well, but the collection system, we're going to do something a little bit different. Okay, I have a rough idea of kind of how this is going to go, but I'm really just sort of winging it at this point, and we'll see how this goes. Ah yes, water and redstone, my two favorite things to do together. So far what I've got is a little space here so that we can fly into the farm, and we'll probably have maybe a window or something, I'm not sure yet. We'll have sugarcane here, and then of course pistons to harvest the sugarcane. And then I'll probably do a similar observer system to look for when the sugarcane grows. Okay, we've got us a little bit of a double-decker thing going on here. So we're going to have sugarcane here, we'll have sugarcane here, and then I've got observers speckled throughout. So whenever the sugarcane is 3 blocks tall, the observer will see that, and that section will get harvested. The pistons will fire, and it'll knock the sugarcane down into this area here. Next thing I want to do is create a collection system. Okay, we've got some stuff going on now. So you can see here, I've got a whole bunch of hoppers, and you can see there's a little bit of redstone happening up there. What's going on is there's a couple of observers just faced into each other, and above those is a note block. Right now I have it silenced, but it'll do this. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring over an Allay. So we're going to have an Allay flying around in here, picking up all the sugarcane, and Allay like to throw their items at note blocks. And so I'm hoping that it'll just throw the items at the note block, they'll get picked up by the hoppers, and then we can either route it down into our chests or into a loading system. Right here I have a lever that I'd like to hook up to a system so I can choose whether the items flow down into the chests or whether they get loaded into the minecart. And then all that's left is just bring over the Allay, plant the sugarcane, and seal the thing up. So we've got the Allay in there, and he's holding some sugarcane, and we can see the particles jumping down from the note block to him. So he's definitely noticing that there's a note block up there. We've got the sugarcane starting to grow. So once we get a harvest, we'll see how this guy does. And then, like I was saying, I wanted to hook up some sort of system, but this window kind of gets in the way. So right now I just have a lever there to reroute the items. All right, looks like we got our first harvest, and he is on it. Grabbing those things, flying up there. Very curious. Okay, he's coming back down, grabbing some more. Hypothetically, this thing should be lossless. You know, he's going to come back for every single piece. Yep, here they come. Very cool. So this is not going to be a super fast farm. As you can see, it's only 7 here, 7 here, 3 on the sides. So each harvest is really tiny, but like I said, it's lossless, it's automatic, and for our purposes, some rockets and some bookshelves, I think this is going to be fine. Last thing I need to do here is just finish up decorating the farm. Well, I was going to do a time lapse, but I ended up messing things up, and so I didn't quite get it. But I did build a farm, and there it is. And I think it looks really cool. The problem with this thing is it is not symmetrical. And so that column I built initially, that pillar, was not in the center. And so when I started building it up, it just looked really wrong. And what my problem was is I started building the farm, and then the redstone kind of made it a little thicker on the back. So it is a little wider this way than it is in the other direction. You can kind of see here, a little skinnier that way. Kind of a weird shape. And some of these walls are really thick. A lot of this stone doesn't actually need to be there, but I wanted it to be kind of symmetrical looking, so I just kind of built them up. And it looks pretty cool. You can see added that light blue concrete. Right up top is where we will have the rail coming out. And it looks great. I think I will add the rails between episodes because what I want to do with the rest of our episode today is get the local map filled out. So up top here, we've got this map, and I have a few blank maps, and I kind of want to fly around a little bit. You can see here on our map, we've got our base, and you can see the rail line kind of poking out the one side. That looks real cool. So I'm going to fly around just a little bit so we can add some more maps in. Let's start on this side. Fly out until we go off the edge of the map, and then switch over. There we go. Nice. That's a cool looking farm there. Let's kind of cruise down until we go off the edge of the map. We'll expose this map. There we go. Nice. I wonder if we can get the lodge. Let's give it a shot here. Let's go out a little bit in this direction. Nope, not quite. Let's try it this way. I'll stand on top. There we go. There's our lodge. That looks awesome. Now let's go back to base and see. I got them all here. Well, there it is. Got our base, bamboo farm, got our sugarcane farm. Way up here, we've got our goat horn farm and our lodge. And it's going to look really great once we get more farms kind of built out here. Plenty more to do. Between episodes, I'm going to keep working on lining this thing with deep slate and figuring out some of that architecture. And I'll probably also work on the rail system so we can get the sugarcane over here as well. And that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.